I did a fundraiser for a university in London the other week, and at the end of the event in London, mainly Jewish audience, we sang Hatikva and then God Save the King.
Yes, we had the same. I was in London for the 100-day rally after the war and addressed the rally in Trafalgar Square, and it ended with Hatikva and God Save the King. And it was so moving to sing both of those.
Have any of the protests of the so-called pro-Palestinians, why do none of them finish with God Save the King? It's because none of these protesters want God to save the King. These are not people who are pro-British. It comes back to my point. These are not people pro-Western or pro-British in any way. They would hate to sing the national anthem of my country. People underestimate the way in which a very virulent minority of people can change the weather. If I came around to your house and I made a demand of you, if I said, Elon, I would like to borrow a cup of sugar, or
Go for it, Douglas. Anything for you.
A bottle of gin.
Go for it.
And if I said, would you,
God knows we owe you a
mind?
bottle of gin.
Okay, well, I'm going to take you up on that. But look, it would totally change the tenor of the discussion if I asked to borrow a cup of sugar or a bottle of gin and standing there with a baseball bat like this.
Right.
Right. Totally changes it. Everything in the society changes when you introduce violence as a permissible tool in the society. And violence is on the cards in countries like Britain. Groups like Muslims Against the Crusades stand on the streets of London calling for the Muslim armies to arise. Now, I don't think that's a nice, peaceful thing to ask for. It doesn't sound to me like it's being said in a very pacifist tone of voice. When you get people calling for intifada on the streets of London, and as you know, we've had a taste of intifada on the streets of London, so I do not like being talked to in that tone of voice. When you have people on the streets of London calling for intifada, and then there are the people who are calling simultaneously for a ceasefire and intifada, we don't know how those people's brains work. But
I think it makes perfect sense. They want the Jews to cease so they can fire.